Eno ye Uganda ekula, ekula, ekula. Eno ye Uganda ekula, ekula lya Africa.
The future of Africa is shaped not only by the decisions of today's leaders, but also by the voices of its young people. At St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School, Nagalama, students from different schools came together for an African Union Summit mock debate, a platform where ideas, diplomacy, and leadership met to address one of the commitment's most pressing public health challenges. This year's debate focused on the theme, non-communicable diseases among adolescents in Africa, a gripping crisis.
Once again, you're most welcome to the Pearl of Africa. Please feel at home. Well, it turns out that the topic of discussion today is non-communicable diseases among adolescents in Africa, a creeping crisis. As we address this topic, we should keep in mind that adolescents range from the age of 10 to 19.
We believe that parents should be now nice foods like matoke.
Often developing silently over time, non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, cancer, obesity, and mental health disorders are becoming an increasing concern among Africa's adolescents. Through informed dialogue and evidence-based arguments, these young delegates explored both the causes of this growing crisis and the solutions needed to protect the next generation.
Depression is caused by anxiety, stress, and so on. But here, what brings those? It's the poor feeding of the parents.
Representing different African Union member states, students confidently stepped into the roles of national delegates.
The AU chairperson, the World Health Organization representatives, our host president, heads of state and government, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it is with profound honor that I represent the people of the Zambian land before this prestigious house today.
I became the president of Ethiopia with hopes of making a change, an improvement in the lives of the young, because I believe that the future does belong to them.
In abundance, be it good or bad.
Many adolescents today suffer from various non-communicable diseases. Today we are witnessing all troubling rise of non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular diseases, diabetes, cancer, chronic respiratory illnesses, mental health conditions, sickle cells, and name it all.
As Kenya today, I come to inform you that the non-communicable diseases are rising rapidly, creating a double burden alongside the infectious diseases.
The debate challenged participants to negotiate, defend policies, question assumptions, and collaborate in finding practical solutions to a continental challenge.
We, as African countries, need to stand together. We need to come along and work together hand in hand to make sure that the lives of these young are preserved, because the future belongs to them.
Other solutions is to have integrated policies, where as the continent we come up with policies that aid the whole continent at large.
Beyond the debate floor, fellow students, teachers, and guests listened attentively, engaging with ideas that extend far beyond the classroom. The summit became more than a competition. It became a learning experience, inspiring participants to think critically about public health, leadership, and their role as future decision makers.
So, Chair, With the well-presented motion that we have today, I think then what it comes down to is, would we rather prevent these people from getting the NCDs, or would we rather wait for them to first get the disease and present the cure to them at the end of the day?
I think to an extent these awareness campaigns in of themselves are just not sustainable. That is to say, to what extent are you going to continuously have things like awareness campaigns, and who is most likely willing to fund these things continuously when they most likely do not yield fruit?
Instead of going for these campaigns in schools, we are going to test these people through the laboratories after constructing things like surable treatment facilities like hospitals.
I think we are not waiting. Already awareness exists. The question is actually, do we prioritize awareness over curative disease? I've been able to show you, even in our case scenario, we cater for the citizens more. It's something that you need to understand.
People survive on information, no matter how small, no matter how much it is. That is what is going to run people. What you're proclaiming or people knowing that this is happening. Someone can be having stage 4 cancer, but because they have a mere headache, they are going to ignore that. Those are the kind of Ugandans we are living for. But even secondly, I run it on the kind of Gen Zs we have, who tend to prioritize things like working. People in capitalistic countries who prioritize things like working and not considering these things.
As the session came to a close, one message stood above all others. Addressing non-communicable diseases among adolescents requires collective action, informed policies, healthy lifestyles, and sustained investment in young people. The African Union Summit mock debate at St. Joseph's Senior Secondary School, Nagalama, demonstrated that when young minds are given a platform, they do more than debate, they inspire solutions. These are the voices of tomorrow's leaders, shaping a healthier, stronger, and more resilient Africa.
Yes, I agree that some of the conditions come from genetic dispositions, but there are factors beyond one's control. And I'm glad that we've got to know this today through your interaction and the debating, which I'm glad that you've done this very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is true, NCDs is a problem. It's a big problem. When we look at the risk factors, they came out very well in your discussions.